Hey everybody, welcome to the Metallicus Developer video series where we help you integrate our products. Today we'll be integrating MetalPay Connect into a NextJS app, just a fresh Next.js app. That's exactly what you're looking at here. So this is our MetalPay Connect widget, and it's just in the simple Next.js app. And exactly what we'll be doing today is creating a Next.js app with a simple command. And then we will be creating a backend API route. That API route will actually serve up a set of credentials, which will be an API key, a nonce, and a signature. So it'll serve that up to the front end component, and the front end component will consume the credentials. And it needs those credentials to function. Without it, you won't be able to run the widget. So what you'll need exactly is your keys, which is your API key and your secret key. You can find those in your dashboard, your developer dashboard, or you can reach out to our customer support team if you can't find them. We're always here for you. So without further ado, why don't we just kick this off? So I'm going to open up my code editor here, or my terminal, I guess, and I'm going to run a command, npx create next app at latest. This is going to create a Next.js app. It's asking us to name it. We'll call it Hello World. I'll jump through these really quickly. If you're not familiar with Next.js or you would like some reference to the documentation, we'll leave a link to that in our description below. But yeah, it's basically just TypeScript, lint stuff, just general configuration stuff. Okay, perfect. So we have that now. Let's jump into that directory. So we'll see that Hello World is there. Jump into it and open up our code editor. So we've got Hello World open. Now, first thing we need to do is drop our environment variables in. So I'm going to create an env file. I'm going to grab mine over here. So we need our secret key and our API key. And then I'm going to also create another file because I'm using TypeScript. It'll be env.d.ts. And I'm just going to grab that since this is a fresh Next.js app. We don't already have this file, but I'm just dropping in my secret key, my API key there. So we've got our keys in there. Amazing. Now let's go into the terminal and install MetalPay Connect JS from npm. So we'll do npm install metal-pay-connect-js. It's going to install it. If we want to prove it, we can open up our package.json, and you can see that MetalPay Connect JS is installed. Let's run the dev command so we can run this locally. So I'll run npm run dev. And amazing, it's running right here on localhost 3000, so I'll grab that, paste it into the browser. And perfect. We see our Next.js app fresh here, no widget, because we haven't done that yet, so let's do that now. So we're going to go ahead here and open up our src folder, our app folder. We're going to create a new folder called API. So we're creating an API route. We're going to do our back integration first, and then we're going to create another folder inside that called generate. And then inside that, we're going to put a route.ts file. And when a visitor or when a user visits the base URL /API/generate URL, this is what they're going to get. They'll get this file, whatever code's executed in it will hopefully spit out into a JSON object. So yeah, let's start creating our API route. So export, export async, whoops, just a little typo. Export async function get. We'll change this to post later, but for now we'll do get just to test it. And we'll return a next response.json. And let's just do a simple message. I'm going to import next response from Next.js. And let's visit this URL. So /API/generate. And awesome. We see our message being printed here in our browser. So we can just get rid of that. We just wanted to confirm it was working. So I'll do a try and a catch. Let's handle the error right now. So we'll do catch error, return next response dot JSON, and yeah, we'll just do that. What Copilot is suggesting. It's of type unknown, so let's do as error to suppress that ESLint error. Awesome. Now let's go into our logic, and we'll declare our API key and our secret key. So we'll do const API key equals process.env.api key. We'll do const secret key equals process.env.secret key. We'll do a little error handling here. If there's no API key, then throw a new error. Why don't we do, let's be a little bit more clear here. We'll do API key must be set in the environment. Okay. And let's do the same thing for secret key. All right, perfect. So we've got those. Now we're going to want to return a nonce, a signature, and our API key. If you're not sure what a nonce is and a signature, they're just going to be strings basically. But we have these we have the nonce. We require the nonce and the signature for security purposes. So we'll just do return next response.json, and we'll just do that now, and we'll define it in a second. So we'll do nonce, signature, and API key, and let's go ahead and just declare those now. So we're going to need two functions that we're going to reference. I'm going to go into the docs right now and get our generate nonce and our generate hmac functions. So I've got them. I'm just going to paste them in here. You can get those in our documentation. Also, link is in our description. So generate nonce, generate hmac, and let's go ahead and use it. So we'll declare nonce. So const nonce equals generate nonce. We'll do const signature equals generate hmac, because it's an hmac signature. And we need to pass in our nonce, our secret key, and our API key. So we'll do const secret nonce, secret key, and API key. Amazing. This is also needs an await in front of it, since it's an asynchronous function we've declared here. Amazing. So this is actually complete now. Let's go test it out. We did miss one thing here because we're getting this error. So let's see what it is. Parsing error expected. I'm just trying to see what's going on here. Try catch. Oh, look, I think I missed the final squiggly bracket. Oh, you know what? This needs a dot join on the end of it. Just like that. And that's actually the function. I just didn't copy and paste it all. That was my fault. But yeah, it's complete now. So let's go test it out. Let's hit this endpoint again. And beautiful. We see our nonce, we see our signature, and we see our API key. So yeah, why don't we go over to this route real quick and also change it to post now that we know it's working. And then I wanted to pause here just for a moment and talk to you guys about security. So we recommend that this endpoint ought to be guarded by some sort of authentication middleware. So if, let's say, within your web app, the user has linked their wallet through some Connect wallet, feature, that's some sort of authentication you can use. If you use Firebase for your user authentication middleware, that's okay as well. But we're just saying, hey, we recommend that a user ought to be authenticated to be able to hit this endpoint, just so you don't get anybody abusing this. All right, so perfect. That's about it. We know it's working. We change it to post. Now let's create our component. So I'm going to go back in our app folder. I'm going to create a components folder since I don't already have one. And we'll create a new component called metalpayconnect.tsx. Now let's declare our component in here. So I'll do export default function metalpayconnect component. And let's return just a div. But we must pass in this ID that says metal-pay-connect. This is required because our npm package is targeting a div with this ID inside of it. So you must have this if you want to see the widget. All right, cool. So let's go ahead and make an API call to that route that we just created. So let's define that function here. So we'll do async function fetch credentials, and inside this function, let's do a try catch. Let's just console.log the error for now. And then inside the try, we're just going to make an API call. So const res equals await fetch, and we'll do /API/generate, which is the route, and we'll do method, post. Perfect. So that's our API call, and then we want to do const data equals res.json because we want to get the JSON out of it. And then once we get that data, we actually want to set it to a state variable that we've declared. Why don't we call that state variable credentials? So I'll jump up here for a moment and I'll set that up. So const credentials, set credentials equals use state, and the default values will be API key as an empty string, nonce, and signature. It's like it already knows. So we have those all set up. Let's import use state as well, and amazing. So now let's just jump back down to where we were, and we'll do set credentials to data. Amazing. Let's see what this, I'm going to fix this typo here and then check out this lint error. So, okay, I think we need an await here. Okay, great. So we're setting our credentials now. And now let's just kick this function off with a use effect. So after the component is mounted, we're going to basically just run the fetch credentials function. And we'll do that with an empty bracket. And I accidentally did a bracket. I need to have a squiggly bracket here. So I'll go ahead and fix that. Awesome. So that's all good. And now we're going to need to do one more thing. So we need to declare. So, well, before I do this, how about I just do the use effect so this makes most sense to you guys. But so first thing this happens, which executes the fetch credentials, makes an API call to our endpoint we just created, and then it sets this variable here called credentials with our new credentials. And once this changes, we want to execute some sort of other logic. So we'll go here and we'll do use effect, and we'll make it a dependency of credentials. So when credentials changes, this all the code inside here will get executed. But let's just make sure before we do that we check for credentials. So if credentials.API key, yes, and credentials.nonce and credentials.signature, then we'll execute that logic. Okay, great. Now that logic, we're going to refer to the docs again. So in the docs, we need to grab this useRef element. So I just copy and pasted this, but we're declaring this MetalPay Connect L element, and we are gonna grab the MetalPay Connect component and define it, and we're gonna use the ref. So inside this if statement, we'll drop this, and then we're gonna import this from MetalPay Connect.js, and perfect. It looks like there might be, oh, I missed something in my copy and paste, so I'm just gonna backtrack a little bit and repaste it again, and we'll import this again. Awesome. So this is all set up. When you set up this component here, I also forgot this as well. I need to return this at the end of the if statement right there. And what's happening here is right in here, this is all our configurations. So we need to set this line, the element. We need to set the environment. We need to set the params. So inside the params, you'll pass in the API key, the signature, and the nonce, which you've retrieved from your backend. And then right here is some configuration that you guys will set. just for whatever is, within your app. So if you're only using XPR network within your app, you can set it like this. If you're using XPR network in some other, network, you can add in like Ethereum or whatever it is that you want to add in there. You can look at our docs to see what else you can add. But yeah, you can add those in there, and it'll just limit the networks of what should be enabled. Now this line is, for example, if someone's connected their wallet, and let's say it's like a Phantom wallet, for example. Well, in Phantom, you've got a Ethereum wallet, you've also got a Solana wallet, all these other wallets, right? Well, you can set all these here so that whenever a user's buying a cryptocurrency on that network, that then this address will be the default variable. So we'll show you that in just a moment here, and I think it'll make more sense for you guys. So anyway, this is done now. Why don't we go ahead and import it into our page? So I'm going to open up our page.tsx, and let's import it. So I'll do MetalPay Connect component from MetalPay Connect, and we want to close the tag there. Now let's go to our home page and see what we can get. Okay, I'm importing a component. That's one more thing that I forgot to do is inside this component. We need to define use client, and this is just NextJS. This is us telling NextJS that this is client-side code. So it's not going to slow down your app at all from loading. None of this is going to be executed in the server ahead of time, which is great. So perfect. We see it in here. The styling is all wonky. Let's fix it up real quick. So I'm going to go in here. You guys can style it however you guys need to, but I'm just going to use some Tailwind just quickly here to fix this up. So I'll do width full. Yeah, we saw it got a little wider there. It's still not at the width that it should be, so I'll go into the parent, and I'm going to expand the parent container a little bit. So I'll just add a width full there. Awesome, it's perfect now. I'm not going to do any more styling, so this is basically it. This is where I'll stop. I'm basically finished with all the coding. Your integration is basically complete at this point. Let's just go ahead and test it out. So I'm going to say, why don't we do, let's buy $100 worth of Ethereum. So yeah, we got $100 of Ethereum here. There's our fees. We got all that. Now let's test this out. We need to sign in. So I'll do my sign in here. Awesome. This is a development environment, so that's my authentication MFA code. You won't get past this at this point. Like that last step, you won't get past that if your integration has not gone complete. So if you're having some issues there, look through your integration, see maybe some mistakes you made. Maybe your API keys are wrong. I don't know. Something could be wrong. But yeah, I'll just go back for a moment here. So we wanted to buy $100 worth of Ethereum on the XPR testnet. And you can see that John Doe is populated in there since we're buying it on the XPR testnet network. We'll select a MasterCard that I've linked previously to my account. And we can see all the transaction details here. Amazing. Let's go ahead and purchase. And we're done. All right, so that is it for today. We went through creating a fresh NextJS app. We integrated MetalPay Connect into that app, and we tested it, and we see it's working here. So thanks so much for following along. I hope that was really helpful for you. If there's anything, any like suggestions that you guys can make, for sure, let us know. We're always here to help you. We want to help you. That's our goal. We're developers too. We know how difficult, SDK integrations and all these things can be for your lives. So yeah, we're just here to make your lives better. So anyway, thanks so much again. And if you're looking for any other videos, we're going to be making more. We have a plan to make more. So yeah, thanks so much, and we'll see you in the next video. Talk to you soon. Bye.